Yes, you're rocking with the Vibemaster JD Saturday morning, Afrobeats in the morning on your favorite Afrobeat show in New England, Boston to be precise, where we bring African culture, African sound, African music through the sound of music to the world. And I have a special guest here today, Vector, my Lafia G, my Arsenal brother, is here on the show with me today. How are you doing today, brother?
I'm blessed, my king. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Since the last time we spoke, man, a lot has happened. Pandemic gone. We have a new Nigerian president. Afrobeats is now pop culture. You dropped an album.
Yes.
Arsenal has changed coaches, and we have a different kind of Arsenal now.
Yeah.
And you're asking me about how I'm feeling the team as well, man. I mean, let me ask you, how are you feeling the team right now? Then me, I'll now answer how I'm feeling about Arsenal right now too.
I like the stories that are being told within the team. I guess the times have changed. But the stories that are being told, like with Saka, for example, beyond just what goes on on the field of play, the story is nice. You know, I wish Champions League for them, and now they're there.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, okay, take it on to everybody else. You know, let's see how far you can go. It's a beautiful story of rebuild that Arteta has found himself championing, and it's been excellent. Let's not talk of like Gabriel Martinelli, or the beautiful Trossard.
Right, Trossard.
I feel like Trossard is the closest to Santi Cazorla that I'm getting.
Exactly, he's giving that vibe. Yeah.
And even on FIFA, he's a bad guy too. So, like, I just love that. And this Saliba, Thomas Partey.
Right. And then we have Rice to accompany him in the middle of the park.
Oh, God. I mean, Rice, I'm just about to get used to his game in the Arsenal. So I'm not the Arsenal fan that is looking for something to fill in. You know, I want to see how he will adapt to what is going on, because based on that, he was blazing. You understand? So how do you? We're not trying to fix anything. We're just adding to it. So, but with Odegaard, for example, you know, I've seen things. I'm like, okay, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So it's an exciting journey for me to experience, to be honest, from being real.
I won't lie to you, man. This is the best time for me as an Arsenal fan since 2000 and 2004 season, since the times of the Kano and the likes. Man, this is the time that I've been extra as an Arsenal fan. Every Arsenal fan is very extra by default. But now, to the extent I'm paying to watch the preseason that is show on Arsenal side, that's how connected I am now. Like it's deeper for me now, because I feel more connected to the team than I used to be before, because of the way the team is now. It feels like a movement. Like people in the team are getting married because the coach is enlightening them on different things. You know, what we are hearing on the news, they go on GQ magazine, they're talking about positive things about, you know, how to actually be human, aside just being Arsenal players. And it's like, this is different. So it's I'm in Champions League now too. So what else can we ask for, man? What else can we ask for?
For me, let them go to the Champions League and prove themselves again. Like, that's what's up. You know, yeah. Go there and do it again. If you don't do it once, do it twice.
Right.
It was like,
right.
I heard Mo say they made hope. Make hope say, okay, so make another hope.
Right. It's good to have you on the show, man. Catching up from the last time, man. You dropped an album already within the last time we spoke, and now the energy still lives in me. You still have that energy. You've been here over 10 years. You still have that drive, that energy. Talk to me about the album, The Energy Still Lives in Me.
So the title, The Energy Still Lives in Me, is an acronym that I formed from my father's name, Teslim.
Right.
But it's just also testimony to the fact that, you know, I've been So I've been on a music journey, even though I've been making music, but it's been a music journey itself. And that testing energy around when I had lost my dad, yes, it kind of like just made sense with the entire idea of the journey so far.
Right.
So yeah, it was. But the music is a collection of recordings that I've done over a period of years, like say 5 years, and it's because I'm kind of like a music perfectionist for myself, or an idea perfectionist. So yes, that's what the album has been. It's been a collation of moments for over 5 years, from when my daughter was 2.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what the album is.
And there's a track on the album that's actually even getting more buzz right now. When I play it on the radio, I get calls, people saying, "What song is that?" I'm like, "That's not a new song. It's Early Mama." People keep like ladies call for that song. Like the way they call, I'm like, "Don't you guys know about this song before? Like this is not a new song." Like, and the song is doing good numbers as well, and it feels fresh every time I play it on the radio too, because it's relatable. It's in the morning. What they say in the song, women love the lyrics of the song so much. You have songs with Nasty C on the album. You have a song with Sheyi Vibes on the album. Ladipo is on the album. You have Big Flex that you just got winners for today. I just saw you posted on Audio Mark, the Big Flexer challenge. So the album has been doing awesomely well. What has been the feedback you've been getting from this album? Because I know you just dropped a new single, but obviously you still be getting feedback from that project, because the project is a 10/10 as far as I'm concerned.
But is the feedback you're giving me?
My own personal feedback is 10/10, because good music is evergreen, right? And Nigeria still loves jollof rice music. Like people are beginning to grow out of that style, no doubt, but people still fail to pay attention to like good music, like classic music. I only feel like the advantage is that over the years, when people start coming back to reality of like good music, signed albums will always be, they're going to fall back to, because it's classic. It's not going to fade away. It's not going to be album of the moment. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I totally understand that. I feel like it's just not just that. What you said shouldn't. To me, it doesn't just apply to album or music making alone. I feel like that's just like the definition of art. It doesn't really expire.
Right.
And that's a simple way, to see that if it's true art, it won't expire. But who am I to also judge anything? I'm just trying to make sure my art is true.
Right. Staying consistent across generations. You've been here for over 10 years. The growth of rap music has left the stage where people used to say, "Oh, if you do rap, that blah 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 blah," or rap is dead. But rap is crossing, African rap music, especially for African rappers, is crossing different places in the world. It's leaving Africa, it's going to different continents, and it's trending. I've been able to stay consistent across the generation of artists that have come, because you've influenced so many rap artists that a lot of people are still in the game because of people like you.
I didn't have plans for that one. I feel like honestly staying consistent is the only way to survive. As human beings, it's not a big deal. As long as you're staying consistent to yourself. So I don't know how to answer a question and say to you, this is how you stay consistent over years, or what they call generations. You see generations. I don't see time bounds. I just make the music. But yeah, so I don't have any response to a question of how I've been persistent. I guess that's the only alternative. If you say you do something, you have to be persistent in what you say you do.
Right. If you truly love it, if it's passion for you, then yeah, I get what
Even if you love the business.
you love the business, you have to be there, else you'll be out. I get what you mean. Because the thing is, a lot of creative like styling, right? Because you are very expensive in the game, and you know that this is actually a way to keep staying in the game, is to keep doing what you love to do. Young up and coming, not even just young up and coming, right? They're signing people, like they always need to hear it from people that have the experience, that understand the game, that this is what I need to keep doing. This is what they've done, because you're an example to many, creators as well. And they always want to hear, okay, these are certain things that I can do so that I can keep staying, so I can continue with this, because it's tough being a creative regardless. Like if you've not, even if you've achieved your aim at being in the industry, there's still always something new to want to achieve.
Mm-hmm. So what's the question again?
The consistency, what they can do, they can pick from what you've been doing to make them stay.
So somebody advised you how to be consistent.
Well, it all depends.
Maybe you love it.
Right.
No, shouldn't you be doing what you love?
Right, you should be doing what you love, regardless.
It's not. It shouldn't be a big deal, especially because art is about expression. Yeah, but then that's my understanding. So to tell you what to do to be consistent or persistent, I don't know what your experience is. I don't know what your life is. Why don't you show me why you're doing what you're doing? Why don't you show me? Because I can't be in your head.
Right. I agree with you as well with that. You can't be in their head.
Yeah, we're also Niger people. We don't raise our own dependents like that. It's a thing of, if you're determined to do it, then go and do it. As in, for you to be determined, it means you have ways that you want to do it. Maybe originality may make sense in this conversation. No matter what the original story is.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be originality as appealing to a certain demographic of people. It's just originality as your story is. Maybe that is that, and maybe it's just not time yet. So I'm really not the type to tell you this is what you should do to be who you are.
You just figure out who you are and then use that as your advantage to keep on doing what you love to do.
That's already your advantage. Who you are is already your advantage.
Right. The song "Why Me," strong title, very relatable. Anyone would always ask that question at some point in time in their life. Why me? Human experience, the world we live in. What space of mind were in when you wrote this song, and why me? Then put it down. Tautology, right?
One verse say, but why me? Yes. I feel every human being has that, if it's true, and I advance this argument without claim that I'm an authority, but
right.
If it's true that everybody in life we all have moments where we at least question things, especially hindering things. If it's true that those type of moments exist, then I guess it's valid to make music on that energy, even though you're rebelling against it.
Right.
So, why me just happens to be the hook that came to my head. Why me, Lord, why me? And that headspace was address this thing, because again, I believe one of the duties of the artist is to observe and report.
Mm-hmm.
So why means an observation that is being reported. Yeah, just one moment that the music was about that particular moment, and it's about like the energy. Yes, there are moments where we question it, but don't you understand that we are too strong to be defeated?
Right.
No matter how hard you are coming, don't you understand that? Haven't I told you this world is not for the taking? Like, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Artists and funding. The industry where we live in right now requires a lot. It's been a business from time, but it's more obvious now, especially in the African space, that you need a lot of funding to be able to do music. Or even if you don't have so much funding, and you know, as a creative, what would you tell like a young person coming in? Because to be honest, right, everyone needs money for one thing or the other. And depending on your situation, it depends on the kind of money you would need at that point in time. Coming as an artist in the industry right now, how would you say a young person be able to carry on with their music, with their little funding, and what would be the options for an artist in terms of funding? Would you say, work, for example? Would you say, okay, find, because like dynamics are different on both ends of the world. On this end of the world now, you can work and still be able to be an artist, even though it takes some of your time off. But somewhere like in Africa, your work will take up your whole life and probably kill your creativity. But we also live in a time where there's remote works, there's other ways of able to get funding, like to make money for yourself, doing music. What would you say, from your own understanding, right, and from your own perspective, what would you say is an easy way? Nothing is easy, a way for an artist to be able to move and fund their music.
That's what you just said. It's not an artist's duty to think about funding for their music. It's an artist's job to make the music.
In the case, do you get my point? In the case of, because a new artist doesn't have someone that's going to fund him. He's coming in as an independent artist, trying to get himself out there. And funding is required to be able to push your music, promote your music, travel, go to places. Because now you have to connect to people. It's a global village. You have to be on the internet. You have to promote your songs. You have to do ads and all these things. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're trying to say, but there is that way, which many people don't have access to the money. And there is, so I'm acknowledging that way you're saying exists, at least from what we've seen. But there's also the way where if you know you cannot afford that, you then must be sure that the talent you say you have is talent enough that anywhere you go, even if it's not on a major level, when they say you're an artist, people will agree that you're an artist. What that means is, let's be honest, you can't all be on the same idea of sound.
Right.
And you're expecting too much. And when if you ask majority of the artists, they say, because this is the type of music that people accept, this type of me, that's cool, but it also has no repercussion now.
Exactly.
And so when you say you're an artist, you either have money or sponsorship, whereas, let's be clear, it is value that brings investment.
Right.
So maybe you should work a bit more on the value, because there will always be opportunity in life, especially in the internet and tech age. So yeah, there's the way you said, a lot of us came up from doing it one step at a time. Not because we didn't wish we could do it many steps at a time.
Right.
Because we also knew that we could just do the one that, maybe not a lot of us, but I shall know me. I may not speak for anybody else. But I know me, because even with the music and the talent, you also evolve.
With time, yeah, exactly, true.
As also as an artist, so maybe you're just still going through your evolution process, but maybe the fast era now, or fast thinking will be like, oh my God, you need to get your money up, and that's fine, so do that. But to me, I feel like we should not deny the artist's responsibility of creativity. The one that stands out.
Right, the one that stands out, exactly.
Yeah. The one where you hear, you're like, oh my God, yes, in any level. Whether it's rap, whether it's R&B, whether it's Afrobeats, whether it's Brazilian funk,
right.
Whether it's... That's it.
Okay. They always say, and I agree with this 100% too, rappers always make the best A&R. Do you at any point in time think you're going to go into that part of music, of the music business, be it an A&R or even discovering talents? Because rappers by default, if you're a rapper, you would have to learn how to write. Like you have to be able to actually write music. Because the art of rap requires you to be able to create a story through rap. And if you can do all this, then you surely can hear when someone is actually good at what they do, like being an artist. Either they sing or they rap or they do or they produce. Rappers are by default. That's my own thing. I think with all these qualities that is needed to be a rapper, it gives you an advantage, gives you the knowledge of what a creative or a super talented person should be. So do you think at any point you're going to like look into, you're going to do this, or you're already doing it right now?
If A&Ring is what I think it is, I don't think I don't have any present plans or thoughts of doing anything in that field right now. Because you don't know what happens the next day. But as of now, it's not. I feel like we also need to be careful how we try to tell artists what to do. Because if you see it a certain way and the artist doesn't see it, because you don't know whatever shape or form art would originally take, you just let it be. And if you're right, time will always tell.
Yeah, time will always tell.
Yeah, if you're right, time will always tell. So, yeah, I don't. There's way too much energy with the music over here. But is there mentorship? There's already mentorship right from the ongoing, but there's some work going on now. So, yeah, but I don't have any intentions professionally or targeted towards trying to do A&R for. I mean, I like to meet creative artists. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So you like to meet creative artists. That's what you're saying.
Just like to meet creative artists and like creative sounds. Like it doesn't have to have any form, shape, or size. It doesn't have to have any PR or you can have. Like it's not the original core is the sound.
So, you dropped an album last year. Any plans to drop a body of work this year, or it's just going to be singles? And when should we be expecting you to drop another body of work, like an album?
So there's a second half of the Teslim album that is the piece, and it's a rearrangement of music. I don't want to talk about it until you hear it. But yeah, it's
in the works.
No, it's not in the works. It's done.
It's ready. Okay.
It's done. And the music is just so amazing. Yeah, so I'm traveling in my head. But yes, that's coming this year.
To be honest, right, the album, Teslim album, is a great body of work. I still wish more people can listen, or more people around the world can hear about it, because it's just an awesome body of work. I want to say congratulations to you on that, for being consistent and, you know, to keep being original and, you know, encouraging and being a generation of people that have made rappers that exist now, you know, stay in the game, because rap was like a stress for a lot of people to do before. And a lot of rappers started switching because they were trying to, you know, get popularity and make the money instead of being original and staying consistent, which actually will give you what you want. Like in our last interview, you said something about loving what you do and also being patient, as well as not being greedy. Like appreciate what you have, and all, you know, just stick to what you love doing and stay original is very important for you as an artist.
I mean, I hear you, but maybe we should just cut the rappers some slack, you know what I mean, and let music just reign. Because a lot of rappers are actually good vocalists as well.
True.
And we are African people. We are not African because we are from New York.
Yeah.
You know, African because, you know, because there was story of slavery. You know, we're African because we are African. You know,
people.
We have a lot of energy and vibe to us musically. I think everybody needs to cut the slack, you know, especially African rappers, because a lot of them, Kanye did it and everybody worshipped him.
True.
So maybe everybody just needs to relax and let the artists just be artists. Even though, yeah, the one you like, you deal with, the one you don't like, you let it be. But yeah, just cut the rappers some slack. Let them do what they do. It's also onto the people to look for good music to be attached to. Yeah. You yourself supposed to find what will do you good, you know.
Right.
Don't just say, so yeah, let the rapper breathe.
Let the rappers breathe. That's the new quote now for rappers. Let the rappers breathe. I want to thank you. Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna say something.
I just said I'm gonna let the rapper breathe. I was dancing.
Right. I want to thank you very much for coming on the show this morning, man. Congratulations on your new song. We can't wait to have you back when you drop the part 2 of the Slim. Thank you very much. Do you have anything to say to the fans before I let you go?
I love you guys. There's no way I can show you how you mean to me, but just know I love you guys. Blessings.